You may have seen negative views about UK property, but the reality is quite opposite. Prices on low-cost houses continue to increase, especially in the north, and rental demand is rising throughout the UK. The only negative thing is the shortage of supply. Over the past 20 years, the number of people renting in the UK has doubled. Today, we look at the reasons why rental demand is rising and why this trend is likely to continue for the next 20 years. The big corporations, including the major banks and asset owning companies such as BlackRock and Blackstone, certainly think that long term rental demand in the UK will increase. They're making big plans for the next 10 years to build large numbers of houses purely for renting. Please watch to the end as I explain what these trends mean for landlords and passive investors and how they can help with the UK rental shortage while still benefiting themselves. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. T and I've been in the property business for almost 50 years. Here's a bit about me. In the 1980s, whilst working as a junior doctor, my hobby was computers and I co-founded one of the UK's largest PC manufacturers with over 3,000 staff. Computer making moved to China, and during the past 17 years, I researched and analyzed the UK property market and developed a property business for 100% passive investors, which currently looks after almost 3,000 properties and is now run by my children and over 100 staff. I really enjoy helping people with property investment and making videos like this. Please hit the like button, drop a comment below, subscribe, and hit the bell. Let's get back to the video. Over the past 20 years, the percentage of people renting in the private rented sector has doubled from around 10% to over 20% of all UK homes. I think this trend is likely to continue because of these 5 reasons. Firstly, UK property is not affordable for many. Prices continue to rise, and it is unlikely that the overall growth will be lower than inflation or wage growth. Thus, many families simply will not be able to afford to buy a property in the future, even with a mortgage. So they'll have to rent. Secondly, UK population is growing, and more importantly, the number of households are increasing as households are getting smaller. This is creating extra demand for rental. Thirdly, new affordable houses are not being built, despite what the government says. I cover this in another video, why the government's targets are not high enough and why they are not going to even achieve those. Most of the homes that will be built will not be affordable for typical renters and will thus not impact the rental demand. If you haven't subscribed yet, now's a good time. We publish content every week on UK property investing. Hit the bell and like. It really helps the channel and ensures you're notified when the next video is released. Fourthly, renting is now a preferred lifestyle for many people, and this trend is likely to increase. Younger people prefer to rent. They don't want the responsibility of repairs and maintenance, and they value their mobility and want to keep their options open. And finally, there will be better rental rights and housing standards. These will make renting more attractive. Many landlords have taken a negative view of the Renters' Rights Act. And yes, there are some issues, but in my view, overall, it actually increases the desirability of renting and thereby increases demand. Thus, in summary, demand for renting is likely to continue to increase, and there will continue to be a shortage of good rental properties. If you're an investor, you can help the UK rental shortage by acquiring properties that are renovated to good standards and making them available for UK families to rent. It's a win-win situation with investors benefiting from the stable long-term demand and good investment returns. Rather than keeping your money in savings, which the banks may invest in rental property to make profits for themselves, you should invest directly in UK rental property and cut out the banks. Please watch the message from our sponsor at the end. They explain how investors can do this 100% passively with no landlord liabilities or costs. Thanks for watching.
If you want to invest in property and get 7% net rent, long-term capital growth, no costs or liabilities ever, do nothing yourself, and be living anywhere in the world, then consider Find UK Property. They provide 100% passive investment solutions for long-term income from freehold properties starting at under 80k. You get a property that is affordable, fully renovated, already rented out, contractually guaranteed and productive from day one. You become the owner and rent it back to Find UK Property so that they become your tenants and look after all aspects of the property in a fully compliant way. You never need to deal with tenants, estate agents, or do any property maintenance or repairs, or pay for any costs. Find UK Property look after over 2,500 houses, all of which are sublet to their own tenants. And on average, they get more rent from their tenants than they have to pay the property owners. So that way they can cover all the property costs. Their solutions are great for those wanting to retire on pension-type income or gradually build large property portfolios passively in a tax-efficient manner. Please visit the website at findukproperty.com and speak to a consultant today.